Welcome back into the channel. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. You guys ready to make some money in Major League Baseball today? We get your best bets for Major League Baseball here for you today on Thursday, April 17th, 2025. MLB player props, run lines, overs, totals here for you today. We're going to have a great day in baseball. 4 picks in the video, guys. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cab made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. On the road to 9,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support. You guys really are the best. Let's have a big day today. We desperately need it. Let's do a quick recap from yesterday, guys. Not a good day for us. Ended up going 1-3, minus 1.65 units. Now, like I sometimes say with these, if we're going to cash a play, we once again to cash the right play. Manny Machado over 1.5 bases. We cash at plus 135 value, which is why we were able to lose less than 2 units. So Machado delivers there for us. Other 2 bases props were flops. We had Corbin Carroll over 1.5 bases. He does get a hit. Unfortunately, does not get there with 2 bases. Then Kyron Paris over 1.5 bases. He also misses as well. Obviously, just couldn't get it done there. And then the over 9 runs in the Red Sox-Rays game. I don't know how I'm doing this, guys. Not only am I taking an over and it misses. Well, it's whatever. Picks miss. 1 run scored? Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? Like, I take it over 9 runs and there's 1 run in the entire game? I don't know the last time I saw a 1-0 game. I can't remember. But I saw it yesterday when I took the over 9 runs. That's absolutely ludicrous. What? I don't... No! It makes no sense, guys. It makes absolutely no sense. How can we be that, like, I feel like I'm being attacked when it comes to stuff. I think the Red Sox money line, right, the other day, casual play, and of course the Red Sox come out and lose 16-1, and now they've won the last 2 games of the series. Come on, guys, what is going on out here? What are we doing? Like, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. You really can't. Like, I feel like I'm being attacked or something's going on here, because this just doesn't. No, I can't. I'm gonna breathe. I can't do it, guys. But no, we're going to leave all that aside, guys. I don't even care. It doesn't matter. It's in the past. We're down a few units on the season. Altogether, we haven't really had a horrible season if you're looking at the unit count. We are down units, but it's not as bad as it could be. But with how some of the plays have gone, guys, I just... But enough on that. That's my spiel on that. But it's a new day today. We're getting a 4-0 sweep. Or we're having a winning day. Or something good's going to happen today. I don't care. It's going to happen. Couple other quick things, guys. Make sure you guys check out all of our links down below if you're interested in anything here at the channel. Merchandise, membership, social media. All those links down below in the description and the pinned comment. So check that out. And also, let's do a quick comment capper recap as well. Almost forgot about this. We had Gotta Get the Bag calling Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases. Cashes that easily as he smacks a home run. Magic Man had a NRFI parlay at plus 235 odds. 2 NRFIs that cashed in that parlay. And then Mike Crone calling Myers over 15.5. Over 15.5 outs, which he cashes easily with 18. Love to see it, guys. That was actually a comment capper sweep. Those are the only call outs in the chat. So it was actually a comment capper sweep. So we love to see it, guys. Great call outs there. Let's get back after it today, though, guys. Let's have a big day in baseball. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm fired up now. Let's get into our picks, guys. At number 1, we're going with the St. Louis Cardinals. Team total over 3.5 runs here. Minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. So, guys, I really like this spot here for the Cardinals, right? You got Griffin Canning going to the mound for the Mets. Who, to me, he just looks like a dam that's ready to break. The dude has a 1.57 whip, a 4.20 ERA, which the ERA isn't too bad. But this dude, if you've watched him pitch, he's so reliant on precise location. He really doesn't have a lot of zip on his stuff. So this is a guy that I could just see getting hit really hard. He gave up 31 home runs last year. He had a 5.19 ERA. I still think he's that guy. No offense to him. But like I said, I think he had a couple starts where he was able to locate his pitches really well. If he's inconsistent with that and not able to do so, he's going to struggle. He's going to give up walks. He's going to give up a lot of hard contact, which I think the Cardinals are on line to do versus him here today. Cardinals are 5th in runs scored this season. So this is certainly a lineup that can make him pay. Led by Lars Nootbaar. They have a lot of capable bats in this lineup. And at 3.5, this is a pretty low team total. Now, part of what you get here is the Mets bullpen gets a lot of respect, obviously, because they're third in bullpen ERA. But I think we're likely to see this Mets bullpen come out early, which means you're going to see some of those longer relievers, which obviously could get a little bit more shaky then. And honestly, Canning could just give this up by himself as well. It's not like, like I said, because of where I think he's at and the fact that he is just ready to break, he's the type of guy I could see giving up 5 runs in an inning, 6 runs in an inning at some point. Obviously, on a bet like this, you don't even need that. You get 3.5 runs here. We just need 4 runs from the Cardinals offense. And we're on the road with the Cardinals here. So I love the fact that you're also getting them as the road team, which ensures that they're going to get 9 innings of at-bats. So there's a lot of things really to like here. I really like this matchup, though, with Griffin Canning. I think this is a spot here where I could see the Cardinals getting to him early and often. Like I said, he had a decent start, like I said, versus Houston. He was pretty solid. Watched that start. But I was just watching the fact that I'm like, dang, man, if this guy's off with his location, he's going to really have trouble because he doesn't throw hard. Honestly, I'm not convinced on the movement on his stuff either. So it's like, I think this guy's due to give up a lot of runs. I just really believe that. So, love it there, guys, for our number 1 pick. We're going to the St. Louis Cardinals, team total over 3.5 runs, minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. Okay, and at number 2, we got the Cleveland Guardians, Baltimore Orioles, NRFI bet here. No run first inning, minus 110 odds on Caesars. Risking a unit here. I do like the value on this one. I mentioned yesterday how I was not a big fan of NRFIs of late. Excuse me, guys. This throat's drying up on me there. I wasn't a big fan of NRFIs late because we had lost our last couple on leadoff home runs, which was just very depressing. But I think here in this spot, I do like both of these pitchers. Despite their numbers being a little bit inflated, you're looking at Tanner Bibee here, 1-1 for the Guardians, 4.40 ERA, 1.47 WHIP. Definitely a high WHIP. Usually I don't mess with that, and really both these guys have high WHIPs. Normally I don't mess with that, but Bibee is the type of name that you can trust, right? We know that he's got good stuff. In 2 of his 3 starts, he hasn't even allowed an earned run, and then in 1 of his starts, he got absolutely shellacked. So he was off that day. We obviously got to hope he, woke up this morning and ate his Wheaties. I believe that he, consistently, I think Bibee is going to be a decent pitcher. I don't think he's going to be a guy that gets shellacked every game. And I think, obviously, he'll bounce back from that, and I think he'll get back on track here. He's definitely, obviously, it's a pretty household name. You guys know who he is. Shigano's a guy that just kind of came out on the scene this year with the Orioles. He's 35 years old, a little bit older. He's 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA and 1.57 WHIP so far this season. Like I said, his WHIP is extremely high. But what's actually impressive is he's actually been able to manage the traffic on the bases, which I do like that in a way. If he gives up a base runner or 2, he can manage it and still get out of the inning. You like that aspect of it. Obviously, we're hoping for a 1-2-3 inning is what I'm looking to do here. But, he's a guy that, as far as early on here, I think we can get behind here. Like I said, he's another guy where his numbers are a bit skewed by 1 start. He allowed 8 hits and just 4.2 innings pitched last game. I don't think that's who he is as a pitcher. I think he could be a little bit better than that. So, hopefully, like I said, that he bounces back here. With NRFIs, it's tricky, guys. If you look up and down the slate today, it's really the only one that stuck out to me because of there's many different things, with the other games where I was just like, nah. The Mariners-Reds NRFI, which I looked at, it was one of the early games. I didn't want to take too many early games for one because this video was a little later, but the pitcher for the Mariners, I believe Hancock, had an 81 ERA. So you got to make concessions, what I call concessions when you take NRFIs. You got to kind of look at the data and be like, we got to take a shot here. You know, we got to take a shot with some of this stuff. And I think Shigano and Bibee are good enough pitchers to get it done. I looked at the names, and I looked at the fact that, you know, they've been pretty solid outside of one start each. So it means I think they're good enough to get it done. In the first inning, the Orioles are 7th, Guardians 17th in first inning runs. The NRFI, though, has hit in the first 2 games of this series between these two teams. So definitely notable there, which I like seeing that. So I think they go for the 3-peat today. I think we see a 3rd straight NRFI in this series. I think Shigano and Bibee get it done. So, love it there for number 2 pick, guys. We're going to Cleveland Guardians, Baltimore Orioles, NRFI bet here. No run first inning, -110 odds on Caesars. Kane at number 3. Love this spot today, guys. We got Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 bases here for the Kansas City Royals. We're going +100 odds here on Fanatics, risking a unit here. Guys, Bobby Witt, a career 6 for 11 off the start of Reese Olson today with 2 homers and a double. Obviously, like seeing that, it's a 1.364 slugging percent. We can get behind that. So far on the season, he's batting .310, slugging .493. Also can get behind that. Reese Olson has struggled out of the gate, 1-1, 6.00 ERA, 1.67 WHIP, a .310 batting average allowed to righty bats. So obviously, like seeing that. Like I said, we do get Witt Jr. on the road here as well, which is terrific. Ensures the max amount of at-bats. Tigers bullpen, 13th in bullpen ERAs, about middle of the pack. Now, I would say this. I think the Tigers bullpen's even better than that. I really do. So, I don't particularly love the matchup with the bullpen, but I love it so much versus Olsen that I'm obviously willing to attack it here with Bobby Witt Jr. I think that the numbers speak for themselves there against against this pitcher, the fact that he's on the road. And like I said, Tigers bullpen, you know, so far hasn't been as sharp, so they're a little bit hittable here. Which, if there's a guy that I would trust to get a hit off a bullpen, any bullpen, it would be Bobby Witt Jr. Dude's a very good, disciplined hitter. Like I said, the fact that he's hitting over 300 this season. Obviously, you guys know about the power that he holds on his bat. He's obviously an extra base candidate all the time with his speed. There's a lot of things working for us with a guy like this. And for plus value, excuse me, my goodness. For plus value, you really can't turn it away. I think Bobby Witt's in a great spot here today. So, love it there for number 3 pick, guys. Got Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 bases here for the Kansas City Royals. Plus 100 odds on Fanatics. Okay, and finally at number 4, we're going Corbin Carroll over 1.5 bases here for the Arizona Diamondbacks, plus 105 odds on DraftKings. I know, this is the 3rd straight day I've taken this. We're 1-1 over the last 2 days this. But you know what? Sometimes, like I said, if they're going to give me plus value on this guy right now, I almost have to take it almost every game. You know, I don't know. If he lets us down here, I'll probably steer more away from it. But in this particular spot, he's got great history off the starter today. I can't go away from Corbin Carroll, guys. It would be foolish at this point to do so. He's batting .329, slugging .699 on the season. Batting .375, slugging .938 versus right-handed pitching, which he's up against the righty Edwards today. Who has actually struggled versus lefty bats out of the gate with a 1.67 whip. His only homer that he's allowed to a lefty bat. So you like seeing that. Corbin Carroll, career 2 for 4 off the starter Edwards today with a home run. So he's obviously seen him very well in his limited plate appearances. On the road, we got Carroll slugging .743 this season. And we can talk about the bullpen. Marlins bullpen, 9th most hits allowed, 7th worst bullpen ERA. So definitely a bullpen you can hit. And we saw Carroll get 5 at-bats yesterday. I think there's a good chance that happens in this series with the Diamondbacks because our offense is so explosive. I think there's a good chance we could see the Diamondbacks get 5 more bats for him here today. And if he gets 5 at-bats, I think there's a good chance that either A, he gets 2 hits, B, gets somewhere in there he gets an extra base hit. This dude is always an extra base candidate. He's just like a Bobby Witt Jr. in a way. As far as his speed and all those types of things, obviously his power has been off the charts so far this season. Been one of the more decorated power hitters in the league so far this year. So, despite his small frame, this dude packs a punch in that bat. So, sometimes I say things, I'm like, that just sounds kind of funny. But anyway, I think this is a great spot for Corbin Carroll, guys. Once again, I have no shame running it back here. I think this is one thing I've learned, and I continue to learn. Run back your losers. Just do it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of times they just end up hitting. Case in point with the Boston Red Sox, right? We took them in Game 1 versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Game number 1, and they've won the last 2. Of course they have. Of course. Because we weren't on it. You know what I mean? It's absolutely wild. Just run back your losers, guys. In baseball, it's crazy how much it happens. That's why I'm animated, because it is wild how much I watch. The pick that I take hit the next day. Jung-Hoo Lee, we took him the same day we took the Red Sox. We took Jung-Hoo Lee over 1.5 bases as our exclusive pick. He comes out the next game and he crushes it. Of course he does. That's the way it works. But no, I appreciate you guys. That's it for our number 4 pick. We got Corbin Carroll over 1.5 bases here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Plus 105 odds on DraftKings. I know, guys, I can get kind of animated here. It's just, I'm telling you, I'm fired up early today for some reason. I'm fired up. I'm starting to feel a little bit better from the sickness, but as you guys can tell, I still have congestion and stuff in my throat getting in the way of my speech. But it happens. But I appreciate you guys. I think we're gonna start locking in baseball, guys. It's gonna start happening. We're gonna start getting these picks rolling. I know it's been a slow start to the season. Like I said, we've just had a lot of plays where, you know, honestly, some of them haven't even been close. I mean, I don't know how we could be so far off on the total yesterday. Like at least give me a sweat or something. Like 1-0. It made no sense. It really made no sense. It was, and then taking the Red Sox in Game 1, watching them lose 16-1, and then follow that up with 2 straight wins. It's like, what is going on, man? Why does it gotta be like that? Why do we gotta be like that? This is mean, man. It's not right. But you gotta have fun with this stuff, guys. Gotta enjoy the process, and it's a long season, and I know eventually we will find our stride in baseball. A lot of it is getting more data, getting more stuff to work with, but I think over time, like I said, we're going to end up doing okay. I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm frustrated by some of the results, but I also know this is the way sometimes things go, and you have to work through it, make adjustments, and find where your winners are at. So, outside of that, though, that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.